Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MB.
Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Monday.
Yes, it's Monday.
It's fake national holiday because it's the day after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I loved the Mucinex commercial last night where they called it National Call-In Sick Day. Nobody falls for that no more.
Not at all.
Just say you didn't feel like coming to work because you won the Super Bowl, but that only works in maybe 2 places.
Well, they were saying that when people go to work on Monday after Super Bowl, work doesn't get done. They said it only halfway gets done. So they're telling all the owners of restaurants and businesses, just give your employees an extra hour for lunch.
But it should only be a national holiday in one place.
Where's that?
Philadelphia. Drop one of clues bombs for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they have every right to celebrate. Maybe Boston too, because I'm sure that they were getting drunk while the game was on.
That's correct.
You know what I mean? But y'all lost, so you got to get your ass to work.
All right. Well, if you don't know, the Eagles beat the Patriots last night. 41-33. I'm just saying it.
If you weren't one of the 100 million Americans watching the biggest sporting event of the year.
Some people might have fell asleep.
As soon as you wake up today, that's all you hear.
That's all you hear.
Well, I was in New Orleans over the weekend. It was a great weekend for me. They have this Project Live and Achieve Rally for Excellence, and that's for the students out there. They're promoting nonviolence in New Orleans. There's been a lot of violent activity happening with the students, so they were trying to do a rally just to help the kids stay in school and be encouraged to do bigger and better things in life. It was great. It was thousands and thousands of students, and Dr. Bernice A. King actually gave the keynote. That is Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King's youngest daughter, and she runs the King Center. She actually watches us. She just saw us on Revolt that morning when we were out there. So it was a great event. Shout out to everybody in New Orleans.
All right. Good morning, New Orleans. Now back to this game.
Word is born.
Now,
forget the kids.
What did y'all think about the commercials during the Super Bowl?
Commercials were good. You know, can we admit that we watched the game? I thought everybody was supposed to be boycotting. I got thrown out the window yesterday, right? Once we saw Diddy and Kev and everybody at the game, we was like, oh,
everybody
okay.
was at the game, but
that got thrown out the window. No standing with Cap for the Super Bowl. Huh?
No.
Okay. Justin Timberlake did take a knee though, but they cut away from it for some reason.
Did they?
Yeah, he took a knee on the middle of the field on the NFL logo.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he took a knee.
I definitely didn't see that.
Took a knee in the middle of his performance.
I thought the halftime performance was okay. It started
very
off
regular.
Started off slow. Started off horrible.
Very regular. It was very regular.
It was
I love
right.
Justin Timberlake, but it was a regular performance. It was regular.
Well, we're going to talk all about the Super Bowl and front page news, and I'm sure throughout the morning. I saw Kevin Hart at the end of it trying to get on stage.
That was funny.
I don't understand. First of all,
that was funny.
I don't understand why. Who catches that? Like who caught that? Like who was watching
thousands of cameras
and
saw that Kevin Hart was trying to get on the field and they wouldn't let him? Like who caught that?
I'm not gonna lie. I was
why
laughing.
Why is that hilarious?
Because they kicked me out of his concert. So the fact that he couldn't get on stage, I was like, good for you.
I think it's the fact that Kev is such a big superstar.
That's right.
And just when you see a superstar like that humbled, like security don't give a damn who you are, it makes you feel better about doing whatever it is you was doing last night.
He tried to get up there. He was drunk, I guess, because he was celebrating the whole time. He also cursed on camera.
We seen that too.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we can't trust anybody. I can understand security. Are you mad at security for doing their job?
Come on, not Kevin.
What you mean?
Security, the Eagles have their moment.
Security, like I know you, Kevin Hart, but sorry. Now, if Bradley Cooper would have tried to walk up there and they let him in, then we can scream racist. Okay?
Right. All right. Well, don't forget, Faizon Love will be joining us this morning. Of course, comedian and actor. So we'll kick it with Faizon.
What's that accent?
Actor. And we got front pages. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about Super Bowl.
All right. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get into some front page news. Now, of course, the Super Bowl recap. Eagles beat the Patriots 41-33. A great game. Amazing game. I really enjoyed the game, watching it.
Great game. Dropping the clues bombs for the Philadelphia Eagles. They absolutely deserve that. NFC East, man. Tom Brady just can't beat the NFC East in the Super Bowl. That's what it looks like, huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully one day the Cowboys will get the chance to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl, but that'll never happen.
No.
No time soon anyway. Tom Brady won't be around by the time that happens.
All right. Well, let's talk about what else the Super Bowl people were talking about yesterday.
Well, of course, as we all know, for the Eagles, it was their first time ever winning a Super Bowl. That was the first time in the franchise's history. Now, several players have already said they are not going to participate in that traditional White House visit, so they plan on boycotting that visit because, of course, they're not fans of Donald Trump. In addition, I'm sure you guys all saw video and pictures of what it was looking like in Philly after their win as they were celebrating. There were fans basically going crazy. There were flames everywhere. One guy was on top of the Ritz-Carlton Ritz-Carlton awning. That awning then fell into the crowd. He jumped too. He thought he would be caught. And it's just all kinds of mayhem, of course, as anticipated, because, you know, that's what happens when somebody wins the Super Bowl.
Not necessarily. Philly's a different animal. Philly's a different type of town. Are they really rioting like that, though? I went to sleep. I haven't seen
They were rioting. They burnt up a gas station. They jumped on a Ritz awning and flipped a couple of cars.
I'm assuming these are white people doing these things, because I would think that the SWAT team would be there.
The Ritz was the white people. I definitely know the Ritz was the white people. I don't know anybody else, though.
What's the point of tearing up the town because y'all won?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, there was one ad in particular that had some backlash, and that was the Ram truck ad that actually used a speech by Martin Luther King Jr. Here is that ad.
Everybody can be great. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know the theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace. Soul generated by love.
And at the end, it said built to serve. Now, the King Center, which I told you I met Dr. Bernice King over the weekend, tweeted out, neither the King Center nor Bernice King is the entity that approves the use of MLK's words or imagery for use in merchandise, entertainment, or advertisement, including tonight's Dodge Super Bowl commercial.
So who owns the rights to it then? That doesn't make no sense. Who owns the rights to it?
Because this morning I heard on 1010 Wins on the news station, they said Martin Luther King Jr. estate approved that rant.
Yeah, there's no way.
That ad.
His estate would have to approve it.
They said they approved his ad.
Well, I think what it is Bernice King runs the King Center, so she's in charge of that, and she's saying she didn't approve it, and neither did the King Center. But he has other kids, so I don't know how that's all.
Yeah, somebody approved that
Who
ad.
in the hell approved the rights to Martin Luther King Jr.'s boss? Like, everybody gonna act clueless. Somebody got to check for that. Stop it.
Now, they explained it. They said that it shows positivity and working hard, and it was approved by the state. I don't know what member of the state approved it, but somebody approved it.
I mean, it wasn't I didn't think it was a bad match like everybody made it seem. It was like, oh, they're using his voice to sell cars, but I just took it as a Martin Luther King speech was playing during the Super Bowl, and I mean, I actually enjoyed hearing his words. Like, I thought it was a very uplifting commercial, actually. Well, you know, when you talk about how everybody don't have to be successful, especially in that climate of the Super Bowl, you see all of these celebrities and everything. Everybody don't have to be a celebrity in order to serve. It costs nothing to serve. I thought that was a dope message for the Super Bowl.
All right, so they said the King Estate is not to be confused with the King Center, which is a nonprofit established by Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife, Coretta Scott King. So
Well,
the
who
King
owns
Center
King's
didn't approve
Estate?
it, but the King Estate, I guess, didn't approve it.
So who owns King's Estate? Who's over King's Estate? That's what I would like to know.
I don't know, but somebody approved it somehow, some way down the line.
Well, I guess when you die, you have to put
Some
all
guy
that.
named Eric D. Tidwell is the managing director for the licensor of the estate.
You got to put stuff in your will, like I guess to protect you from stuff like that. You know, we need to be complaining about these Tupac sex dolls. Now that's just ridiculous.
A Tupac sex doll?
Yes, you seen the Tupac sex doll? Like that? I don't want my likeness as a sex doll when I'm dead.
No, what we need to be complaining about is that Giants commercial where Eli Manning is catching Odell.
I thought that was an amazing commercial.
I bet you
By
did.
the way, I'm ready to dance right now. Which one of y'all Negroes want to dance with me this morning?
I'll pass.
All right, that was a great advertisement for sodomy. Okay,
Get it off your
Drop one of
chest.
those bombs for that Giants commercial. Okay.
800-585-1051.
OBJ and Eli.
Stop it. If you're upset,
All right.
you need to vent, hit us up right now.
I saw the
Maybe you have
twinkle in
bad
your
night.
eyes, both of y'all yesterday.
Or if you want to spread some positivity, phone lines are open. 800-585-1051. Get
And the
it off your
commercial ended
chest.
saying, "To the balls that are yet to be caught."
No, it didn't.
Yes,
No,
it did.
It's
What did
a
it say?
touchdowns. See,
I saw balls.
See,
I'm
I
sorry.
bet you
I
didn't
saw
see
balls.
balls. You know what? Get it off your chest. Hit us up right now if you need to vent or if you want to spread some positivity. The number again is 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Who's this?
Queen God, DJ Envy, this Fred from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, calling, checking in with you this morning. Good
Hey,
morning.
Fred.
What's up, my
Fred?
brother?
What's going on? Get it off your chest, bro.
Yes, sir, just a couple things this morning. I just want to say I tell him easy to drop one of Clues bombs for me this morning, goddammit. Called in from work drunk from yesterday.
Okay. At least you made it.
You're not a Philly or New England fan either.
Neither one, Packer fan all the way. Yes, sir, but still
Jesus
drunk
Christ.
from yesterday. And my next thing, sir, I wanted to say is y'all just keep praying for the young man. I'm trying to get my feet wet back out here after 14 years in a relationship, and these young ladies ain't going like I thought they would go, Uncle Sean. I need to get myself together, sir.
Well, luckily they got sex robots coming, sir. You get your little robot, you be good to go.
What happened with your relationship?
You know, I lost my family due to Potawatomi Casino. Fred from Milwaukee, the same guy been calling y'all for
I
last.
know.
We know.
We know exactly what the problem is, sir.
Yes, sir. So y'all just keep praying for me. It's hard out here for you.
I'm gonna buy you a sex robot one day, man. Give me a year or two and I can afford it.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's good? No, it's Rick from Brooklyn. Good morning, Envy. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Charlamagne.
What's up, Rick?
Good morning, Rich.
Bro?
Yo, Charlamagne, last week you couldn't wait to give Troy Ave a donkey of the day, huh?
What do you mean?
And that your man is the reason why this whole thing got to where it's at, because your man's a hater. Troy has been sending CDs out his trunk forever, and your man came out of nowhere hating, and it escalated to where it's at. People always point the finger at Troy Ave, but if your man didn't hate in the first place, you wouldn't have gotten to this point. Hate is what got them to this where they at right now, because he was minding his business, and you are co-signing a hater.
Well, all I want Troy Ave to do is just write a statement. Like, why not? Like, why be an indirect informant?
Hello, who's this?
This is George from Woonsocket.
Hey, get it off your chest.
I just want to say thank you for you guys, because you guys give us a hell of a radio. You know, I love it. You guys are awesome. I'm happy for the Eagles. That city's going nuts right now, but it is what it is. And I'm blessed for my kids, for myself, for my family. So.
Where you calling from, sir? It's not like you calling from Boston hungover. You calling from Boston?
No, Rhode Island.
Are you a New England fan?
I'm sure.
I am a fan, yeah.
Exactly.
He's still happy for the Eagles.
Because I can hear the disappointment in your voice, but I can hear the hungoverness in your voice as well.
Heck yeah, I'm disappointed, but I got family in Philly, so that's all right with me, too.
Oh, okay. Congratulations,
All
sir.
right, bro.
No, why are we telling him congratulations?
Because they his team won. Hello, who's this?
It's Todd.
That wasn't his
Represent
team.
Alabama.
Hey, get it off your chest.
Hey, shout out to the Eagles, man. We got one finally. Turn up, yeah.
Turn up.
I'm feeling it. I'm excited. My brother team lost. He a Patriot fan. We out here.
Have you slept yet?
How you become an Eagles fan in Alabama?
Man, 2004, man, Dr. McNabb took the team Super Bowl. Even though we lost, man, I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? We got one
Boo! Can't become no Eagles fan in 04. Boo!
Man,
How old are you?
Hate me, Charlamagne.
How old are you?
28, bro. I'm 28.
Oh, no way.
4.
No.
Alabama won the state championship too, so I'm still happy about that too. What's up?
Have a blessed day.
It's okay, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent. Hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? This is Mike. What's going on, y'all?
Mike.
Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Good morning.
What's up, Mike? Get it off your chest.
Well, really, I don't have anything to get off my chest, but I live here in the Atlanta area, and as I was driving into my job early this morning, I listened to a local station until you guys come on at 6 a.m. down here in the Atlanta area, and they were saying this morning that commercial was approved by Dexter King. And I guess because Dexter and Bernice and Martin III, they all are so separated, which is unfortunate. And I know this man's rolling in his grave about his kids.
Yeah.
Right.
But they said Dexter approved that commercial, so that's where it came from.
Yeah, they said Dexter and MLK III run the King estate. That's what I was told just now.
Well, see, I think Dexter and MLK III, I'm not sure about this. I think those two gentlemen are on different sides, too. And unfortunately, one of the young ladies that Martin had, she passed away, as we all know, I believe last year. She and the sister were on different sides. I mean, it's just, it's like you need a scorecard to keep up with the kids and who's on which side. But it's really sad that the greatest black legacy that we ever had, his kids are looking like these scraps. They grabbing for scraps. But I just want to say that, and I wish everyone a good morning and God bless.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right, man.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, it's Match Smash from the Match Smash podcast in Detroit, Michigan. You already know what up, though.
What's up? Get it off your chest, bro.
All right, for sure. So I was listening to the Ram ad, and it really made me uncomfortable because I think to myself, what's the price of the ticket? So we can have our leaders, their words, their lightnings be used to sell things. Well, what's next? Are we having Malcolm X sell Chick-fil-A? You know what I mean? Like talking about chicken coming to roof. Like, what's the deal? So at some point in time, we have to be careful on how we let these words be used.
Well, the family approved it, so it's out of our hands.
The whole family.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. And then it's Black History Month, so it didn't raise my antennas the way a lot of other people were upset.
It is dope that it's Black History Month, and they did. I feel like the speech could be used, but it just made me personally uncomfortable as somebody who finds Dr. King.
And right, his youngest daughter also said she did not approve of it.
Yeah, but whoever runs out of
And
state,
you know, he gave that speech on February 4th, 1968. Like, they showed that part before the commercial came on. Like, he gave the speech on the exact date. Maybe that's why I didn't raise my antennas like it did everybody else. Like, it seemed very well thought out, actually.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, good morning. This is Mr. Barmaid out of Atlanta, man. How y'all doing?
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
I just wanted to address what Charlamagne had said last week about Trump being that rich boyfriend that beat you up one day.
Yeah, the rich abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, man, I can relate, man, because as a black man, I suffer from PTSD from systematic oppression, as well as the fact that I have a small business and I benefited greatly from the tax cut he just implemented last year. So
True.
It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? He hit me in the eye, but took me out and bought me a bag the next day type situation. But the thing with the tax breaks, if these small businesses don't trickle it down to their employees, it really doesn't affect the normal people. Like, as a company, we gave our employees $1 raise and gave them Christmas bonuses as a result of the cuts. And if all small businesses did that, I'm sure everybody not in a position to do that, but if all small businesses did that, then, you know, those cuts will, the people will benefit from those tax cuts.
Well, I mean, I guess that's you do got to look at the bright side a little bit, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There is a bright side, but again, as a black man, I've been getting beat up my whole life from this system. So like, that's one. I guess they threw us one bone or whatever. Pause.
I feel. Listen, he's the rich abusive boyfriend, man.
Word. But hey, I wanted to ask y'all. I sent y'all a care package up there. Did y'all get it? The vodka.
The vodka.
Oh yeah, we sure did.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it.
We sure
We
did.
just got it
Homemade
yes.
right there?
Nah, I think it was that big box that was over here in the corner.
Is it right there?
Oh.
That's it. All right, thank you, brother.
All right, thanks y'all. Thank you.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up at any time. Now, we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, we'll tell you who just recently announced the birth of their baby girl. So it's been a secret, been under wraps all this time, and she explains why she didn't feel the need to let everyone know. And we'll talk about Raven Simone and why T.I. and Trey Songz had some things to say to her.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Raven Simone.
Now on Instagram, Raven Simone reposted this. It was a picture featuring people like Swiss Beats, T.I., Jay-Z, Diddy, Yo Gotti, Big Sean, Khaled, and she said the original post said, a group of so-called successful black men minus Khaled racially who became rich and famous from perpetuating the worst black stereotypes to the ears and eyes of the whole planet, like drug dealing, pimping, murdering other black men, and disrespecting black women. I know, making observations is being a hater. Cheers. Now, Raven Simone reposted this. A lot of people had things to say.
She reposted it from speech from Arrested Development. That was very interesting to me, that speech posted that.
Right. From Arrested Development. Now, she deleted that post. She said, deleted my post because the comments were not something I want my underage followers looking at. I'm not deleting because I don't believe in what I said.
Why she just ain't disable the comments? She don't know about
I don't know why she didn't do
Probably don't know
that.
that feature.
Now, T.I. responded also. He said, your sins ain't no greater than ours, ma'am. The air must be thin as hell up there on that high horse you're sitting on. Somebody please let me know. WTF up with Shouty.
Well, like I always say, this generation would have never let Malcolm Little become Malcolm X. Nobody believes in the concept of growth and evolution anymore. People should remember 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. A lot of guys in that picture, I put the ways of childhood behind them.
Right, again, stories of actual redemption, people being successful black men.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't understand why she felt like that was something appropriate to repost, but she does believe it.
And I don't understand why Speech from Arrested Development thought that was something to say, because it seemed like it originated from him. Like, I feel like he should know better.
Maybe he wanted to be in the picture. I don't know. All right, Kylie Jenner has announced that she had her baby girl. Her and Travis Scott are now parents. She made the announcement on Sunday. And that's the same hospital she was at where both Kim and Kourtney delivered their kids as well. And so was Rob Kardashian's daughter Dream was also born there.
Well, congratulations to them. And drop on the clues moms for Travis Scott for being way smarter than Tiger ever could.
She said, I'm sorry for keeping you in the dark through all the assumptions. I understand you're used to me bringing you along on all my journeys. My pregnancy was one I chose not to do in front of the world. I knew for myself I needed to prepare for this role of a lifetime in the most positive, stress-free, and healthy way I knew how.
You think Tiger's somewhere like shadowboxing to himself right now? Like just swinging at the air, mad at the world? Just balled up like Arthur?
I'm sure he didn't really want to be with her anymore either.
Drop on the clues bomb for Travis Scott again.
Now, in addition, Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry are having another baby. Ayesha announced that she's pregnant again, and she broke the news on Instagram saying, hey, how did this happen? Curry, party of 5, feeling very blessed and very sick. Yippee, Curry for 3.
Hey,
congrats to them.
You drop on the clues bomb for Steph Curry. Shoot is shoot, bro.
He can shoot.
Okay, he shot the club up. He trying to get a little boy. I know this game. All right, I'm trying to do the same thing right now. You got 2 girls. You want to keep shooting until you get you a little man. I understand, Steph.
And the Migos will be performing on Saturday Night Live on March 3rd, while Charles Barkley is going to be the guest host. All right, this is going to be their first time actually being the headlining musical guest. They were on before with Katy Perry to do their single that they had together. They also have the #1 album on the Billboard 200 charts. Culture 2 is #1. They got about 199,000 album units sold. That's including streaming and actual physical sales as well. So they are #1 again. Culture was #1 also when that came out. So
that'd be very dope if Nicki and Cardi came out to do motorsport on SNL.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, Cardi will be there. Drop on the clues bombs for the Migos.
Now the Migos is just the 5th rap group with more than one #1 album as far as rap groups.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Only the 5th in history?
The 5th in history as far as rap groups. Beastie Boys had 4 #1s. Nope.
Wu-Tang never had a #1?
They didn't have more than one #1 album.
Oh.
Okay. Tribe Called Quest had 2 #1 albums. Bone Thugs and Harmony had 2, and D12 had 2.
Oh, okay. I see what you said.
Yeah.
Multiple #1s.
Yeah, more than one. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, comedian, actor, Faizon Love will be joining us.
Big Worm.
Big Worm. Big Worm. So we'll kick it with him when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, comedian Faizon Love.
Special guest. I love it.
Faizon, you one of the last few comedians that still don't give a about biting their tongue.
Fuck that, man. But I mean, why even do this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why even all that politically correct bullshit? What the f? I mean, it's art. That's like telling Picasso, hey, don't use no green paint. Only use the ones we want you. It's basically socialism.
Yeah.
If you think about it, don't talk about this, don't talk about that, and you're good. F you.
Does that get you banned from any place where people say, well,
I'm probably banned. Who gives a f? I don't want to be in them place anyway.
Man, I saw you on Sway Show yesterday. You said Dave Chappelle is the wackest comedian out there. Why you feel that way, Faith?
I said,
oh, no, goodness.
I said he's, well, first of all, we're talking about the Monique situation, and she feels that she should get the same as him or whoever, whatever.
Close to, she said.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not really about that. Netflix is just f***ing with him. They've always f***ed with Dave. They don't really f*** with us, but white people built Dave. He's never, for a fact, he's never made his laugh. Until,
wait, funny now. Come on, Chappelle Show classic.
No. Charlie Murphy's writing, rest in peace, was classic. Dave showed you that there was a season before that was whack.
Which one?
The first one.
No, man.
Yes.
Chappelle's first 2 seasons was great.
No. The first season was whack. The second season is when Charlie started writing, and that's when you saw the Rick James and all the other fly stuff. But other than that, he wasn't fly. He wasn't funny.
First season was funny, Faizon.
Think about it.
What was on the first season?
Exactly.
They all blend together.
No, exactly. Go ahead, name some funny for the first season.
They all blend together, but he was funny, man.
Listen, okay. Say, before that, when he was funny.
I wasn't on there before that.
That's what I'm saying. So where's this king of the comedy
His new stand-up was really good.
The last one was funny.
Yeah, and I went to go see him at Radio City.
That was funny. The I saw was on New Year's Eve or whatever.
The little spot where you
Well, that was part of it.
Yeah,
It was what I thought was dope.
Those were funny. They were funny.
I thought it was dope. But the first part was when he's talking about he didn't want to get Kevin Harden and all that.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Me too.
I thought it was dope. But the rest of that bullshit, I'm like, is that what y'all giving money for? This bullshit?
But he's a draw, though. I mean,
He's not a draw. He's a...
Faizon,
Listen, if I got 19 times on a special, I'm gonna be a draw too. He's had he's done special. He's been doing specials for years, but they've been whack. He was here.
He had one in DC that was good before. It was one live from DC.
When?
I don't remember.
Killing Me Softly.
What? Killing Me Softly. That's
whack. Name one joke from.
Come on, man. Why you doing this? My memory bad.
No. Now watch this. Name something from Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh man.
Yeah,
the bear rabbit.
Thank you. That's a classic.
Chris Rock versus.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Black people. Yeah.
That shit is. It don't stop. But this is just some made up shit they gave them. Like how you disappear. Look, the Wayans are beasts.
They funny too.
No, they beasts.
Yeah.
That whole family.
Legends.
But you don't hear them talking about them.
As far as what?
Anything.
Well, because it's so many of them though. They're collective.
No, but they're beasts. Keenan Wayne has probably made more stars than anybody in
Without
Hollywood.
question. I look at Keenan the way I look at like moguls like Diddy and Jay-Z.
But they're not talking about that. They're talking about this. And I like Dave as a person. I just be like, come on, man, that ain't funny.
Nah, Dave funny, man.
But could it be different? I think
Not
it's funny too, but could it be different because Dave didn't come from the same place a lot of these other comedians came from?
Nah.
Dave tell you he came from a
don't matter.
suburban background.
Yeah, that's that bullshit. I call was raised with whites. F*** out of here, man. I was raised with the whites. I was raised in Yellow Springs. F*** out of here. It ain't that, man. It's like, it's just, I'm talking about, they're dumbing it down. Mm-hmm. And people are not saying the real shit. That's all I'm saying. The shit he be saying is he was around when we did Friday. Why wasn't he in that?
Dave was around then?
What? Yes. They used to give him a TV show pilot every year. That's why his name was company's called Pilot Boy. And it would fail. Every year he would get a pilot. They just gave him a Grammy. I'm like, how the fuck do you get a Grammy without a...
The comedy album of the year. It was the
what album?
It was for the stand-up you just said was funny.
Now, think about what he just said.
He said it's for a stand-up, not an album.
But that's what they do. They take the stand-up and they just put it on the album. Yeah, it's just you just listen to it.
When?
I don't know. I saw it on TV. I didn't listen to that.
No, exactly. How you gonna get a stand-up of the year? It just came out. This is from last year.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, the album.
The one he got the Grammy for was from 2017.
Thank you. I rest my case.
I don't know. I think Dave's funny.
He's a nice guy. He's all right, but he's not real.
So what do you think came out?
No, talk about so you don't think Chappelle got some classic moments with the Chappelle show?
Definitely.
No. Yes, with that.
Okay.
With it, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Written by Charlie Murphy, rest in peace.
Charlie wrote that. I thought Neil and all of them wrote. Dave, Neil,
No,
Charlie.
that was real Charlie Murphy stories. That's Rich Murphy right there. Those are stories that Charlie been telling us for years. For years.
What about all the other sketches?
You don't remember them?
Yes, we
R.
do.
Kelly
Come on now. The Making the Band sketch, the R. Kelly sketch.
I think Charlie wrote that.
The Blind
The
Racist.
Ash Larry.
The Blind
What
Racist
was
sketch.
Larry.
The Race Draft. Yeah,
And then he leaves. He's scared. What are you scared of?
The white man.
Come on, man. The white man been here. He ain't going nowhere. Do you know what Flip Wilson had to do?
No.
Oh my God, Flip Wilson owned his show.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had to go through that same thing. There's no reason to run. He said they were portraying the show wrong. You're the producer. That's like you saying they're portraying my show wrong. What'd you just tell me? You running it.
Right.
It's just, I'm like, he's just a cat nigga to me.
So what do you think Monique should do? Do you think Monique is because we were talking, we don't know if Monique's draw is as big as some of the names she named.
she should put her money where her mouth is and do it independent. She doesn't need Netflix. It's a nice check. Everybody love a check for $30 million.
That's what I said. Yo, Monique just should go do a 10-city theater tour.
It's not even that. It's just realistically, you can't be lazy. You can't be lazy in this business, especially now. Even with the Twitter and all that stuff, you can't be lazy. You have to go out there. Like, I gave out my number the other day, and I've been talking to people on the phone at 4 in the morning. Yo, this really you? I'm like, yeah. What do you want? I gave it out for women who are in trouble. Because I'm tired of, I said we should create something called Us Too, where if a woman says she's afraid to tell that somebody raped her, call me, and I'll team up, and we're going to slap them up. We're going to beat them up with that, for real. People been calling, so I'm up talking to them. They love that.
Right. So there's a connection with the people.
Right? Yeah. So you can't be lazy, and there's no such thing as a star. I think she's living in the star world. Like, listen, I have an Oscar.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that's part of it. But nobody gives a fuck about that Oscar. Get your bag and keep it moving.
You spoke about Friday. If they came, would you bring the Big Worm character back for the last season?
Go for it, man.
Come on, man. All of them gonna be growing in the next.
Listen, if we did a new Friday, Chris would have to be Big Worm. He's big as a motherfucker right now. He's my size. I would have to be. So I told Cube he should actually make it a Netflix television show and introduce new people to it. And I think he'd kill it like that. Just have him and Nia get married and move around the corner, and then introduce where you can introduce, because each street in LA is a different hood. So you can literally have a different neighborhood by going around the corner. It's like, So yeah, but I should leave it. I've never done any sequel.
People are asking for that one.
But it's gonna be whack. If it's gonna be whack, what is it gonna be? You still ain't got my money in it.
Yeah, the bar is too high, man. Even like they talk about bringing back Martin, doing Coming to America. Like the bars is high for the movies. And
one of the things is they're not creating new. There's so many new ideas out there. Like they're making this Black Comet, this Marvel, like it's
Black Panther.
Yeah, it's like that's dope. There's a lot of shit out there like that. People forget though. Black people like goldfish. They forget the first.
What?
Goldfish. Nigga got seconds. Forget it. Like what nigga? You don't remember?
You just ate. I just fed you.
Right. Like what are you doing? It's like the first Marvel was the thing that kicked Marvel off was a black character, Blade.
Back in the day, yeah.
That's what Marvel was going bankrupt. Their stock was like $1, and then Wesley Snipes came and saved that company, and that's how they got to do all them other movies.
Damn. Did you see Kevin Hart on the Breakfast Club? He was talking about Michael Blackson.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Is anything off limits?
I think he shouldn't. Kevin's like that's my baby, man. That's my, don't mess with my boy. Michael Blackson, that's like him talking about you.
Oh, I do it all the time.
But not on some real person.
No, not on no serious. Not on no serious. Not when it comes to cheating on my family.
Yeah, no, that's some shit that he really got to deal with.
Right. Yeah.
So you gonna call him like, hey, more so with what's the white boy comedian?
Gary Owen?
Yeah, what he did. But no, I didn't even talk to him about it. It's like when it was some like Kevin was right. He was doing some old like, you want that much attention? I can give you attention. I like Michael, but come on, man. It's rules to the comics are a different breed. It's like we bury our own. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you came up with somebody. They both from Philly. They Kevin got hitters in the street for real. I don't know. Michael's got that thing, the African thing. So But I was like, come on, man. Don't do that.
I think Kevin got hit in the street for real.
Oh, no. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. People think this it's like when people get it, they get it misconstrued. Like this, we love doing comedy. I love playing a square. I was a square up until, people was like, oh, he's not that good. I was loved being a square. Mm-hmm. And then when they get to know you, this is social media gets people to really know, he's that guy. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of opens the curtain. And now everywhere you go, it's like, oh, here he come. Like we say, here's trouble. Ain't no trouble, let's have fun. But, sometimes some people gotta get,
I feel you. Like how you did in the airport in Columbus.
Yeah, we seen you put the hands on somebody.
On people last year.
Well,
They thought you were slow. They thought you were slow with it with Faizon.
Yeah, they found out that day.
Is that situation cool? That went away?
I'm on probation with it, and just learning how to deal with stuff like that, man.
What did he say that got you pissed off?
It was just talking that shit. People don't say what he said, so he said too much. I was like, you know what? I call it my Rosa Parks moment. Like, really? Because they know, when somebody's baiting you.
Yeah.
And he's like, does he doesn't understand. I'm just a human. I'm just a human first. I'm not a star. I'm not Big Worm. I'm about to slap you. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people play like I don't have security. This is a comedian. I travel the streets by myself.
Yeah.
I don't have no security.
Did he sue you? Did he try to get some money?
He couldn't because he was wrong. But I was wrong for hitting him. But he was at work, and he was So I could have sued them, but I ain't got time for it. I figured out it was a lesson in just in life.
What did you learn from it?
To make sure nobody, no cameras is watching. Because I was high at Judd Apatow. Like, I want to, oh, man.
Oh, yeah, you called him a hypocrite on Sway Show. I felt you on that when you explained it. I understood what you were saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said that he called out Bill Cosby and went to Bill Cosby's show holding up signs saying he was a rapist. But when his friends in Hollywood started getting those sexual assault charges, he was quiet.
He was quiet. Disappeared. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all bringing, when I made that call,
Yeah, that was an interesting. Bill Cosby and you were cool.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you what's funny. I never met the man.
Okay.
Really?
Never met the man. But he heard when it first came out, I was going hard because of the due process. People just was like, oh, he's guilty. Just like with Russell Simmons. He's guilty. He's guilty. I'm like, hey, y'all ain't ask no questions. Y'all ain't talk to nobody, mama or nothing. Y'all ain't. He's guilty out of all these years. He's guilty.
No due process in the court of public opinion.
No due process. Yeah, just, oh no. On Twitter, he's guilty. We're marching. Bitch, you. So that was my whole problem. And then he heard about it. And then it people try to say stuff in Hollywood, but I ain't, I'm like, come on, man, what you gonna do? It's like, we got to stand up for something or we're just going to be, I hate scary niggas, man. It's a lot of scary niggas in Hollywood. Robert Townsend is the scariest nigga I know.
Damn, I ain't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, because he's scary.
Why Robert Townsend scary?
Listen, man.
You don't know who Robert Townsend is? Blank Man?
Blank Man, right.
No. Medium Man. Look, see, Robert, I don't even know you punk bitch. Scary motherfucker.
He's all crazy, man.
This motherfucker.
Why is he scary?
Cause I said, yo, man, what are you gonna do to help Mr. Cosby? He said, man, I gotta stay away from that because I was there when it happened. I said, what you mean you was there? Well, I was there when he got the phone call because Bill Cosby had hired him to do his special, and Bill Cosby's about to do another television show on Netflix. And he hired Robert to direct him. Wow. Now, nobody's with Robert. He's not going to shoot no Marvel movie, no nothing. So this is the only with you, and you backing away? He's giving you money. But you backing away? That's like if he's the only one gonna with you and give you a job, because they're like, man, we scared of Charlotte, man. He tell the truth. When he needs you, you're like, hey, I can't do it, man.
No, I feel
The
you.
media. What's wrong with you, scary ass?
But you agree with the Me Too movement, though?
I don't know, because like I don't know. Like they were talking about that same pay bullshit. Like, get the out of here. Same pay?
What you mean?
But you, as far as sexual assault and stuff like that.
Well, that's what. Listen. If a woman is being assaulted, that. I will go to the guy's house and break my probation and whoop his ass. Okay? But it's the other it's like, hey, I didn't like the way he when we were dating, he just stopped dating me and now I'm mad.
Yeah.
So now it's rape.
Yeah.
It's like Aziz.
Yeah.
It's like that's giving that. It's giving that. Like, whoa. And there's no due process. Russell is losing all this kind of stuff. It's sounding like some freaky shit, but it ain't sounding like rape. You see what I'm saying?
I think it's right now it's like a real messy closet, and somebody got to go in there and organize it. Put the pants with the pants, the hoodies with the hoodies.
Right.
Rape is rape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not, hey, how you doing, sweetheart? Oh, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
How the you think you got here? Your father hollered at your mother.
Yeah.
Some kind of way.
Yeah.
There's a story. The motherfucking slave taking the flowers up. I was going up there to meet Ellie. I was going up the hill with the. Ellie said I can't come up the hill because of me too. Like what the? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
We're taking out the love story. Rape is rape.
Right.
Yeah. Why's everybody running to Netflix?
I'm not going there. I'm doing my own. I hope I can come on here and promote it. Like, come go see my.
You put it online?
Yeah. I'm just selling. I might even give one away for free because a lot of people haven't seen me do stand up. And this is where I started. So I might give one for free and the other one. Because the bottom line is you want to go sell out Madison Square Garden. That's what it's really for.
All right.
You want to do the Kevin Hart. That's what I'm saying. Kevin Hart really got his out the mud. People say, he ain't funny. Somebody listen to them jokes. Because everywhere he go, I got family calling me, like, can I get some tickets? They sold out. Okay. Somebody listen to them jokes. And comedy is subjective. Like you said, you love Dave Chappelle.
Hilarious.
I've never seen him. I never, ever. And listen, we had to get on stage with Bernie Mac, Robin Harris, Martin Lawrence, Ricky Harris, Damon Wayans. These people are beasts.
They all legends.
No. To have to follow them.
Yeah.
I've never seen them follow anybody. Ashy Larry.
Listen, Donnell hilarious too. Donnell run with Dave, and I told Donnell that night I saw them, I thought Donnell was the funniest person on that stage, and a lot of comedians went up that night. Dave went up that night, Marlon Wayans, Cedric the Entertainer, but Donnell crushed that night at Radio City.
He probably did. Like I said, I've never seen it.
He said the one special you thought was funny though.
Yeah, the one I just saw was dope. I mean, I don't hate the boy. I'm just saying, come on, man. If we boxers, come on, man. Yo, you don't want to get in the ring with me? Really?
Have you ever backed out of a deal because you got paid less? They lowballed you.
Yeah. I done turned a lot of pictures down, and I think Snakes on a Plane was the biggest one.
Damn, you supposed to be on Snakes on a Plane?
Yeah.
And how much they offer you?
It was like 400 grand or something like that.
400?
Yeah.
And you said no?
Yeah.
Why?
That's Daryl Miller. Daryl Miller was my attorney. He was like, "Are you sure?"
Why though?
I just was okay. 2 reasons. When they first presented me with it, I thought I was going to be
Samuel Jackson.
Okay. Because we did a movie called Elf, and they were like, "Hey, we got this movie Snakes on a Plane." I was like, "I don't want to be around those snakes." But I was like, "Okay, I know what they want is whoa, whoa, yay," you know, whatever.
Scared big nigga.
I'm trying to learn to go, right? That's what they want, right? So I'm like, yeah. That's it, okay. I think so. Let me see the script. And I was like, I started reading my character. I was like, what is this? Like Kenny characters, Kenny ended up doing it. Mm-hmm. But they had broke this character into 4 different people: a bodyguard, an entourage, and something else. But it was one guy. Mm-hmm. It was me and Sam. I was like, no, I want to be Sam if I'm gonna do this. It was like, come on, you go, no. So,
what else did you turn down? That.
Oh man, Spielberg had a film called Terminal, mm-hmm. and that was hard because when the first Spielberg script, my name was on every page. I was like, oh, I got the part. I was like, oh. So I'm reading it. I'm like, this is a slave. He want me to play it. This is a slave. And the guy was a janitor. Mm-hmm. But the way it was written was like on some like, you gonna be safe in here? I'm like, I couldn't see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, How
much was that check?
I didn't get to the check part.
Okay.
It was just like, nah, I'm cool. And the agents went crazy. You can't tell Spielberg no. I'm telling him no. I can't do a slave. So he actually respected it and looked for another role as a cop, but he thought I was too young looking in the face. But it was,
Is there anything you want to do in that world?
I'm really digging the Westerns right now. I sit and watch Westerns, because we have a dope Western. Jamie Foxx did the dopest Western ever.
Django?
Oh my God.
I love Django. I was just talking about this 2 days ago.
Oh, that's the best piece of black film ever done by a white man.
I don't understand why people didn't like Django. Like
that's stupid.
Like he burnt the plantation down. He killed the slave master. Rode off to the sunset with a woman.
Let me explain it to you. Black people love their master. You got to remember that. Mm. They love their master. Love them. That's why they're mad. Oh, Donald Trump, he's not a good master. That's what you're saying. Yeah. We want a better master.
That's real.
They love their master. So when Jamie did that, he went across, you gonna burn the house down, boy?
Looking like Samuel Jackson's character in the movie.
Man, that Samuel Jackson's a bad one. Listen, you know what my favorite movie was Rocky. I still love Rocky. Sylvester Stallone's one of the best producers ever for black folks. He's never shown a black man in a bad position, slave. He's never called a black man a nigger on camera. Sylvester Stallone has never put a black man in a weird, like, where's the shirt, sir? Or none of that bullshit. Or some pimp. You never seen a pimp in any of his movies. Even in Rocky, he had to go to Apollo to get the game back to win, to beat the black man.
To beat Mr. T, yeah.
He said, this is how I gotta go to the source to beat this brother.
Everything was Apollo. The first movie, the movie was a draw with Apollo. The second movie was the rematch with the Apollo. Third movie, he had to get Apollo right. Fourth movie, he had to avenge Apollo's death.
Mm-hmm. Now, if that was a Hollywood movie, thank you. He would have won. Are my lips white? That was going on. His lips is white. Why are you telling me my lips is white?
Your lips don't look white. His lips don't look that white. They're not white.
It's like, my lips are chapped. He's like,
We'll talk about you when you leave.
His lips was all chapped. If that would have been a Hollywood movie, Apollo would have won. No, I'm sorry, Rocky.
No, Rocky would have won, right? Mm-hmm.
Rocky would have won, and Apollo would have been in a pimp and drove off. And next time, motherfucker. But Sylvester Stallone's dope. But I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Well, thank you, sir.
Check Faizon out at the Gotham Comic
Next time, tell me about my lips, man.
Next time I'll tell you, man. You know what? It's Faizon Love. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Kevin Hart.
Well, you guys already know about Kevin Hart at the Super Bowl. He's excited. His Eagles won for the first time ever in the franchise history. And he did a lot of acting out. He was having a good time, though. He was drunk, clearly. Now, here he is. He kind of bum-rushed this interview that was happening, and here's what he said live on air.
I hope this is an example of what we can do. We gave a
We gotta go.
He dropped the mic and got up out of there. All right, now he's explaining, I guess he's saying the security detail at the Super Bowl was really good. Thank goodness he shouldn't have been on that stage, right? Here is Kevin Hart explaining himself.
To all the kids out there, I just want to say don't drink. When alcohol's in your system, you do dumb stuff. Me trying to go on stage with the trophy, definitely in the top 2 stupidest things I've ever done, but who cares? Eagles won the Super Bowl, and my wife was the first one that said, babe, don't go up there. I told my wife, honey, chill out. I got to be up there with my city. It didn't work out. That man did his job, didn't he? He said, Kevin Hart, I know who you are, but you can't be up here. I said, hell if I can't. I went to walk. He put his hand on my chest.
Hey, man, I said it earlier this morning. I'll say it again. Drop one of Cool's bombs for that security guard. He was doing his job.
Kevin Hart gonna have so many jokes.
I don't care who you are. You're not getting up here if you don't have the right credentials, okay? Kev should have told the security guard that one of the players was his father, because that's the only other people I see on those stages is the kids of the players. He could have got that off.
Kevin Hart put a whole lot of hashtags along with that post. He said, I should have listened to my wife. I was caught up in the moment. I was super drunk. I'm so happy for my city. At least I didn't punch a horse. That security guard did his job. And then he said, I won so much money on this game. We finally got a Super Bowl. So what? The Eagles won. I'm getting old. Threw up this morning. Just a lot of different
That's hashtags. A great security guard. That security guard getting a promotion. And y'all clowning Kevin Hart like that didn't happen to you at the Rock Nation brunch last week. Okay? The same thing that happened to Kev yesterday on that Super Bowl field happened to y'all at the Rock Nation brunch. Knock it off. And you had a Rock Nation hat on when it happened.
I felt bad for Kev because he was politicking too. He was like, look, you see me? You see me?
And security guard like, I don't give a damn. Are you a player? Okay, are you a coach? If not, you have no business on that stage. I don't care if you're from Philly.
He tried so hard.
He looks so small.
And drop one of the cool. I like to see security do their job. Listen, you're not going to tell me that when you go to an establishment, you see security doing their job, it don't make you feel safe.
All right, now Uma Thurman has done an interview in the New York Times. She did a very long interview, and she's finally speaking out about Harvey Weinstein, and also she had some things to say about Quentin Tarantino. Now, you know her from Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, The Producers. She says that Harvey Weinstein attacked her multiple times early in her career, and she said she felt guilty after so many women have come forward. She talks about going to meet with him in his hotel room, and he emerged wearing a bathrobe. And she said she thought he was just like kind of a kooky person after that. Then she said he first attacked her in London. After that incident, he pushed me down. He tried to shove himself on me. He tried to expose himself. He did all kinds of unpleasant things. She said he later sent her roses, and when she confronted him, he threatened to derail her career. Now, she also says that later on, he did apologize to her in person, and he did confirm that to the Times, who did this article. And her response, his therapy must be working. Now, she talks about an incident with Quentin Tarantino, and she says that he actually made her do this stunt in the car that left her permanently physically damaged. She said he came in my trailer and didn't like to hear no, like any director. He was furious because I cost him a lot of time, but I was scared. He said, I promise you the car is fine. It is a straight piece of road. She said, he hit 40 miles per hour or your hair won't blow the right way, and I'll make you do it again. So she said what happened was they ended up having a car crash. She has a permanently damaged neck and screwed up knees after that. So the footage is actually in the New York Times story if you feel like taking a look at that. Now she goes on to say, I am one of the reasons that a young girl would walk into his room alone the way I did. Quentin Tarantino used Harvey Weinstein as the executive producer of Kill Bill, a movie that symbolizes female empowerment, and all these lambs walked into slaughter because they were convinced nobody rises to such a position who would do something illegal to you, but they do. So she also feels somewhat responsible for all the other actresses who felt they would be okay, and feels like she's somewhat responsible for him having other victims for not having come forward. In addition, Taraji P. Henson's manager, who's also Halle Berry's ex-manager, has some allegations against him. 9 women have accused Vincent Cerationi of unwanted sexual advances over a period of 20 years. Now, he's very closely associated with Halle Berry and Taraji, and he has a reputation as an important gatekeeper for black actresses. So, according to these women, he would prey upon young women of color seeking an entry into Hollywood. One woman said that he masturbated in front of her in his office during the years that he managed her. Another woman said he offered to advance her career from monthly sex. 3 women say he demanded sex as a condition for representing them, and when they refused, he refused to take them as clients as well. Now, Halle Berry posted, yesterday I was saddened by the allegations against my former manager, Vincent Cerationi, but today I'm sick after reading the horrifying detailed accounts of his abuse toward 9 women. She said, I'm deeply hurt, and I want these women and countless others to know I see you, I hear you, you matter, I will fight for you. Taraji also posted, the news about my manager, Vincent Cerationi, has shocked, hurt, offended, and yet again put professional women in a position to not trust the men they work with. And she goes on to say, I feel saddened, disappointed, and ashamed. We deserve better. This has to stop.
Now wait, with the car crash, because I'm watching the car crash now. It looks crazy. She said she couldn't say no, that he
demanded that she actually do her own stunt and not use a stunt double.
Yeah, this looks crazy. She's driving 40, 50 miles per hour into a tree.
Permanently damaged.
Like, into a tree. Like, she's effed up. I'm watching it now. Wow.
I wonder why he would agree to that, knowing that could be such a liability.
I have no idea why he would force her or convince her that
I'm sure she had to sign some type of waiver. Basically saying that none of them are liable if she gets hurt.
She also said she tried to get the footage for 15 years and they wouldn't give it to her. They just now released it. So that footage, like I said, is in the time story of Uma Thurman. Now, I'm going to read Vincent Cerationi's response to these allegations. He made a statement to the Post. He said, we live in a time where men are being confronted with a very real opportunity to take responsibility for their actions. I support this movement wholeheartedly. I have had former female clients and employees my entire career in this industry. I have built a reputation for advancing the careers of women of color. He said he's had affairs while in committed relationships. He said ones I am now ashamed to say are coming to light and shading my past and my reputation. I can say without a doubt that I have never used favors, sexual or otherwise, as a reason for managing anyone. So he said all of his relationships have been consensual. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Who are you giving that donkey to?
I need Raven Simone to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her. This is a teachable moment, though. This is a teachable moment about growth and evolution and all that good stuff.
All right. We'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. This is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Well, Donkey of the Day for February 5th. Black History Month goes to Raven Simone. Now, over the weekend, a meme was floating around. That was a picture from the Rock Nation brunch. And the picture was T.I., Jay-Z, Diddy, Swiss Beats, Big Sean, Yo Gotti, Elliott Wilson, just to name a few. A host of other black men who were just celebrating their life on a fine Saturday afternoon. And the caption read, a group of so-called successful black men, in parentheses it says minus Khaled, racially, who became rich and famous from perpetuating the worst black stereotypes to the ears and eyes of the whole planet, like drug dealing, pimping, murdering other black men, and disrespecting black women. I know making observations is being a hater. Cheers. Now, I don't know who this post originated from, but Raven Simone reposted it from Speech from Arrested Development. Speech, my brother, come on. You of the culture. You know better than that. First of all, you stereotyped and profiled a whole group of black men based off the lyrical content of a few of the brothers in the picture, okay? Elliott Wilson, not even a rapper. Right? He's a journalist. Okay, I have never heard Big Sean talk about drug dealing or murdering other black men, and I don't even know what majority of the guys in this picture do or who they are. So why profile and stereotype a whole group of men based off the lyrical content of a few? Now, Raven-Symoné, she reposted that with a set of emojis, the monocle emoji, the mouthless face, and a yellow heart that suggested she agreed with the sentiment of the meme. Now, T.I. replied to Raven-Symoné with an Oscar Wilde quote, and I love this quote: "Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. I repeat, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future." And he added the caption, "Your sins ain't no greater than ours, man. The air must be thin as hell up there on that high horse you sitting on. Somebody please let me know. WTF up with Shorty?" I'll tell you what's up with Shorty. The same thing that's up with this whole era. We truly live in an era that would have never let Malcolm Little become Malcolm X. I say that all the time because if you ever read the autobiography of Malcolm X, to me, that's the greatest story of transformation in American history, okay? Malcolm Little was drug dealing, gambling, pimping, robbing, but he grew to be one of the greatest human rights activists the world has ever seen. But I believe if he was alive in this era, as soon as he started to make the transition, you know, from the streets to the mosque, y'all would have hit him with the, "Oh, you a Muslim now, no more dope games." Y'all would have kept bringing up his past and would have never taken Malcolm X serious because of his past as Malcolm Little. For whatever reason in this era, nobody believes in the concept of growth and evolution anymore. In the words of Muhammad Ali, a man who sees the world at 50 the same way he did when he was 30 has wasted 20 years of his life. People change. Okay? The people in that picture have grown and evolved right before our eyes. So why are we still judging them off the sins of their past? Raven-Symoné, what if everywhere you went, people still called you Olivia Kendall? What if people disregarded everything you did after Cosby Show? What if they disregarded That's So Raven, The View, Empire, the albums you were putting out, even though they should, everything, and just referred to you as Olivia Kendall? Wouldn't you be annoyed that people aren't acknowledging your growth and only acknowledge you as Denise's stepchild and Martin's daughter? Social media causes everyone to be able to create this illusion of perfection, but the problem is that's not the reality of life. There is no such thing as perfection. But nowadays, y'all are able to go years without showing people your flaws, okay? You can go years without showing people all the times y'all effed up, all the times you made mistakes. Nobody sees those, so you start believing that you are indeed as perfect as your Instagram displays. So you sit on your high horses and judge others as if you... Yes, those brothers used to rap about selling drugs. Yes, those brothers used to disrespect women in their music. Yes, those brothers rapped about killing people. But art reflects life, so they were rapping about the life they knew. But when you know better, you do better, in the words of Maya Angelou. And maybe, you know, something wrong with my eyes, but I see all the OGs in that picture, from Swiss to Jay to Diddy to T.I., all doing better and teaching better at this point in their lives. So what's the problem, Raven-Symoné? What's the problem, speech from Arrested Development? Can we all not remember 1 Corinthians 13:11? When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. I see all those brothers doing that. And I would rather listen to somebody who lived it and changed and grew than listen to someone who's been through nothing but is always casting judgment. Social media really got y'all believing your own lies. Really got y'all believing y'all false displays of perfection. Okay? Them brothers are grown now. And to Raven-Symoné and whoever else likes to judge other people for the sins of their past, always remember that making mistakes is way better than faking perfections. Please give Raven-Symoné the biggest hee-haw, please. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ, please don't judge me for what I was in my 20s, on my teens.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day. Now, when we come back, let's talk some of the Super Bowl commercials. Now, people were pretty pissed off about, what, the Dodge Ram commercial, where they used a clip of Martin Luther King's speech. Let's play it right fast.
Everybody can be great. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know the theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace. Soul generated by love.
Well, I need y'all to call up here and put your Uncle Shala on, because I do not understand what y'all so upset about. Because to be honest, I didn't even realize it was a truck commercial until the end. I thought it was a commercial paying homage to the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Drum Major Instinct speech that was given on February 4th, 1968. Yesterday was February 4th.
All right, well, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. People were pissed off by this. Dodge Ram said that they got approval from the Martin Luther King Jr. estate.
I mean, listen, Ram...
Well, yeah, I'm sure they would have to get approval.
But Ram has a built-to-serve program, so the speech made sense to go with that program. And I'm going to be honest with you, that commercial was way more tasteful than the party flyers y'all Negroes make with Martin Luther King Jr.'s head on Rick Ross's body, holding Ciroc bottles and Douce bottles, talking about, y'all, I got a dream that women get in the club free before 11. Okay? That Ram commercial showed way more respect for MLK Jr.'s legacy than y'all Negroes do with your party flyers.
800-585-1051.
So knock it off.
1051. Hit us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's talk about it. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking Super Bowl commercials, the Dodge Ram commercial where they use Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech. But people are pissed off about this.
I'm confused about why people are pissed off. I mean, I saw the commercial last night, and I didn't even realize it was a truck commercial until the end because I thought they were just paying homage to the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Drum Major Instinct speech that he gave on February 4th, 1968. It was Black History Month. It was the 50-year anniversary of that speech. I didn't think nothing of it. And then, you know, RAM has a Built to Serve program, so the speech made sense because it was about service. Right. So I didn't see the issue because advertising chicken or beer or, you know, something ridiculous like that. And not to mention, man, have you ever seen the party flyers you Negroes have whenever it's Martin Luther King Jr. weekend? The I Have a Dream badge with Martin Luther King Jr. holding a bunch of money in his hand.
Angela Yee, I mean, I just see one with Martin Luther King throwing a blood sign. But Angela Yee has a good point. That wasn't approved.
What you mean?
See, people just throwing up the likeness. Now, I was reading what people were saying on Twitter when this was happening. During his sermon 50 years ago today, Martin Luther King also advised people not to spend too much money on their cars. Whereas Martin Luther King Jr., noted critic of capitalism, used to sell trucks. Hashtag.
Oh, okay. Now that's a good reason to be upset. It's not about whether or not the family gave approval. I thought that people are just upset because they're disrespecting Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Now, what that young man just said about capitalism is very, very true. They're using Martin Luther King Jr.'s vocals to sell cars when he was against capitalism. Now that's different. But once again, it still was the 50th anniversary of his speech. I loved hearing Martin Luther King Jr. being broadcasted to 111 million people. Okay, and if we're talking about Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, I want all y'all Negroes to have that same energy when you taking Martin Luther King Jr.'s head and putting it on Rick Ross's body, and he holding Ciroc bottles and Douce bottles in his hand. Okay, because that Ram commercial showed way more respect for MLK Jr.'s legacy than y'all Negroes ever have.
But
so
you know, even with the commercial wasn't necessarily about selling cars, was it? I thought it was more about service and appreciating the people that serve.
Yeah, because the RAM has a program called the Built to Serve program. So being that it was about the Built to Serve program, that's why they used Martin Luther King Jr. talking about service. Right. That makes more sense than y'all having Martin Luther King Jr. on a blood's body, throwing up a gang sign, talking about freedom and twerk party.
Tacky.
All right? Okay? There was nothing tacky about the RAM commercial. It was well thought out. And it was the 50th year anniversary of the Drum Major Instinct speech.
Now, the estate is run by Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, Dexter, and he put out a statement this morning.
Now, that's the same one that met with Trump.
He said, "We found that the overall message of the ad embodied Dr. King's philosophy that true greatness is achieved by serving others. Thus, we decided to be a part of Ram's Built to Serve Super Bowl program."
Y'all got Martin Luther King Jr. in a burgundy velour sweater with his head tilted to the side, and he dabbing. Okay, all right.
I mean, the promoter might have put me on the flyer.
Look at this flyer. Post this on Revolt right now. Y'all complaining about the Ram commercial that was tastefully done, and it was the 50th year anniversary of his Drum Major Instinct speech, but y'all ain't never complained about these goddamn flyers that y'all Negroes do every Martin
I feel like we complain about that every year.
No, y'all don't.
Yes,
Stop
we do.
We do. You actually go to these parties.
I've never been to one of them.
Liar. Guarantee you lie.
I've been hired once or twice.
Toasted.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Jay, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all a lot down here in Atlanta.
All right, what you think about what you think about the commercial, bro?
Hey, honestly and truly, speaking from a private business owner, non-profit business owner, that commercial does a lot for us in the community, stating that we still out here servitude. I appreciate them, giving that speech the right amount of value that it needed, that it should have, being Martin Luther King. They did justice to it. I see nothing wrong with it. Republicans just want to talk about everything. Yeah, Republicans just want to be in their feelings about it all.
I agree with you, my brother. I thought it was great to be broadcasted to 111 million people.
Maxwell.
Yo, what's up, Envy? What's cracking?
What do you think about the commercial, bro?
Yo, that was a good look, man. All we hear is the I Have a Dream speech, man. It's good to hear a different speech from Martin to see why he was so important, you know?
Okay.
I have a dream, I have a dream. It was good. You could be a regular guy that drive a Ram but still make a difference. You get me?
It's all about service, baby.
All right, thank you, bro. Tanisha, good morning, Tanisha.
Hi, good morning.
What did you think about the speech?
Commercial, I was super insensitive, like, to sell cars over Martin Luther King speech during Black History Month was ridiculous. But if you actually notice, there was a pattern all night. It was a lot of products that were being sold over hip-hop or R&B songs. So it's like, all right, you know, you don't like us Monday through Friday, but Sunday, you know, let's all do that. I didn't understand it at all.
All right, so you were offended.
She was offended.
I mean, yeah, I was offended. I'm not over here boo-hoo crying about it. I'm a
Right.
marketing major, but...
You felt like it was tacky.
Black History Month, it was super insensitive.
I'm going to tell you what else is super insensitive. This goddamn flyer that got Martin Luther King Jr. with some Beats by Dre headphones on it and Lil Wayne standing behind him, and it says the Martin Luther King Jr. No Worries Bash. Friday, January 17th. Doors open at 9:30 p.m. Everybody... $5 till 11.
We'll try to control that.
All right.
585.
Don't worry about Ram.
What did you think about the Dodge Ram commercial with Martin Luther King Jr.?
No!
Call us now.
How y'all got a Bad Bitch Sunday flyer with Martin Luther King Jr. holding up money, man? They got Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta on the front of the flyer, and it said Bad Bitch Sunday.
Oh, my
but y'all worried about a tastefully done Ram commercial?
All right. It's the
Lord
Breakfast
have
Club
mercy.
morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you just joined us, we're talking about the Ram Dodge commercial for the Super Bowl where they used a part of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech. What do you think about the commercial?
I thought it was tastefully done. I didn't even realize it was a truck commercial. I
didn't either.
I thought it was a commercial paying homage to the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s drum major instinct speech that was given on February 4th, 1968. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually say that at the beginning of the commercial.
And I'm not going to lie, just like the caller just said, I'm so used to the I Have a Dream speech. Sometimes it's good to hear other speeches that Martin Luther King did because
absolutely
you always hear that I have.
Now I thought you said you were uncomfortable when you heard it too. When you watched it.
I wasn't uncomfortable when I heard it.
I thought you said that earlier.
And then Ram has a built-to-serve program, so the speech made sense. And to hear...
I didn't know it was a Ram commercial.
Yeah, and to hear Martin Luther King Jr. talking about being a public servant to 111 million people, I thought it was great. I thought it was more tasteful than the party flyers y'all Negroes make with Martin Luther King Jr. on Jeezy's body, talking about I have a dream or die. All right, you know what I'm saying? Holding Ciroc bottles and Douce bottles, holding money in your hand, talking about you have a dream that all women will get there, women will get in free before 11. That was very tastefully done from Ram to me.
You know, and the fact that the state approved of it was something else that showed me that they thought about it. It was something that went by them and that they said it was all right.
Well, his daughter, Dr. Benny, said King did not approve of it. She said she doesn't.
I bet you she only tweeted that out after she started seeing all the backlash.
Yeah, but she's not the one that's in charge of the estate.
The other son is Dexter.
But I'm saying she had to make clear that she had nothing to do with it because she saw all the backlash.
Jose!
Yo!
Hey, did that commercial bother you, Jose?
Yo, it did a little, man, because, you know, when I was listening to the commercial, I wasn't looking at the screen. And, you know, it was a powerful speech, and it was intriguing. But then when you look at the screen and you see them pushing a truck, granted, the truck was a nice truck.
Okay, thank you, brother. Sherry!
Hi.
Hey, Sherry.
Good morning, guys.
What did you think about the commercial, Sherry?
I thought I was perfectly fine with the commercial. I agree with Charlamagne totally. We just need to find something else to complain about other than a Dodge Ram commercial. Really. Because, I mean, we got a whole lot more other problems, like our Orange and Chief in office, and we need to worry about those things instead of a Dodge Ram commercial where they're honoring something great. We need to find something else to argue about.
I agree.
All right, thank you. And what's the moral of the story, guys?
The moral of the story to me is, man, sometimes you have to put the medicine in the candy. Let's not let the message of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. get lost in the Dodge Ram commercial. The message is about servitude, and I'm the type of person that really, truly feels like you don't know your true purpose in life until you start giving service to others. I feel like that is the true purpose of life, to be a public servant. So I didn't have a problem with the Dodge Ram commercial, but I do have a problem with you Negroes and your I Have a Dream bash with Martin Luther King Jr. holding a bunch of money in his hand, you know, party flyers, okay? Martin Luther King Jr. on Slick Rick's body with all the jewelry, all right? You know, and with Nicki Minaj behind him with a thong on, all right? Or the Freedom to Twerk parties with MLK on someone's body throwing up gang signs. That's offensive.
Okay. All right. Well, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, let's talk about boyfriend-girlfriend problems. We'll tell you who just had some issues with his girlfriend pouring chocolate all over his car.
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Dance now. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Swaley.
Well, Swaley and his girlfriend, I guess, got into it. She's sick and tired. She put a hashtag, but she said N-words wanna lie, but tell you how much they care and love you. And she posted a video where she was pouring dessert sauces all over 2 of his cars. Just chocolate sauces and everything. Yes, so here is how Swaley responded.
You see the drama with the girls, like that's normal. I don't look at that like a bad thing or anything. It's part of life. At the end of the day, bro, I'm young, successful, rich as you know what I'm saying? I'm doing crazy every day. My lifestyle crazy.
All right, so how hard is that to get off your car?
Chocolate, you can wash chocolate.
So it's easy. So it's not that big.
She didn't key the car or put Pepsi on it.
She knew better. She was like, I'm not
that's actually kind of light.
Yeah, that was
chocolate on the car. I didn't even realize that they was beefing. I thought she was showing love.
It wasn't just too mad.
I thought it was a prank. I didn't know that she actually was mad about something.
No, she was. I mean, that's why she did the hashtag about lying and, you know, not caring about you. Then they posted a video of themselves together, I guess, taking a shower. So I guess all is well. All right, Troy Ave. He put out a song and a video, and he had to explain why he is not snitching. The song is Too Legit to Quit. And when the video dropped, a lot of people had things to say on social media. Here's a little snippet of that song.
I'm only loyal to my fame. It's true. Middle finger from his veins. Either me or you. I will send her out to hell. Leg showers, I will laugh. When he send her out the jail. I use my power like ghosts. Ain't no rules when you ruthless.
All right, so in the video, you can see it's animated, and he is taking a stand and putting up his middle finger. So he responded to a lot of backlash that he got as far as being a snitch on social media. He said most people put in a situation where they got to fight for their life would have laid down and died that night, but I'm a soldier of God, and this God's plan. I've been through all this fake news trying to tear Troy Ave down-ish before. Remember, they said I shot and killed my best friend, myself, and killed my best friend? Some of you believed it. Truth came out. Fake news. Remember, they said I only sold 4,000 records and called it an L, when in reality I sold almost 9,000 independent in a week. And he said that he made 86,000 profit off of that. He goes on to talk about haters calling him cocky and arrogant, and because of my honesty and naiveness baited me into certain quotes for clickbait. He said, remember when they took a 1-hour interview where I was talking real ish to y'all, and to hide my message they twisted my words and said I'm saying I'm Tupac. So I made New Pac and another 250,000. So he goes on to say that he is now going to go harder and, you know, let you know.
Well, as I said on Friday, you can't be a rapper and a gangster, okay? It comes a point in time when you have to choose one. And that's what he's trying to do now. He's trying to save his rap career, but also be a gangster at the same time. But if you're taking the stand, then the gangster stuff goes out the window, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to take the stand and clear your name or whatever it is you're trying to do, cool. But you just can't do both.
Now, he said, hashtag facto, the other side is documented in court saying it's Troy Ave. He's the bad guy. As for me, you can't snitch on videotape. You can't snitch on self-defense. Hashtag free Troy Ave. I'm innocent. F the other side and whoever love him, because if you wouldn't pray for me, spray for me, or pay for me, it ain't ish you could say to me.
I said that on Friday. I mean, once you get to that point and both sides are saying something, hey, it is what it is.
You're telling me, I'm going to tell on you.
Your lawyer, I don't know what the details are in the case, but if your lawyer says something that Troy Ave is the bad guy, everything's out the window. All the gangster issues out the window. All the gangster shit's out the window anyway.
Oh, that's cool. Just remember that when he still tries to be a gangster rapper, because people are going to hold that against him, and they're going to say, yo, he took the stand, he was an informant.
All right, now Eminem has announced his European revival tour, and guess what? In the first 24 hours, all of the shows have completely sold out. That's over 500,000 tickets to all of his shows in less than a day. So congratulations to him. Also, Snoop, we told you he's putting out a gospel album, Bible of Love. Now, he did release some of that music. You could actually hear, I think, about 5 songs from that 32-track double album that's coming out March 16th, and here's one of them.
I'm not mad at you, things I'm going through make me act a fool. Please don't think I'm cruel, really normally I'm cool. There is nothing you can do. Hey, when my words off you. Things ain't what they seem. Feeling like I'm fooling me. I know God is calling me.
And that song is called "The Words Are Few." That's Snoop from the gospel album.
You can't say that a record like that is terrible when it's about God, right? No, you can't. One thing about Snoop, he will take chances with his music.
He has before.
Let me hear that again. Let me hear that.
You like it?
You cannot poop on it. I'm just telling you.
I'm listening. I need to hear it.
I'm not mad at you. Things I'm going through make me act a fool. Please don't think I'm cruel. Really, normally I'm cool. There is nothing you can do. Hey, when my words off you, things ain't what they seem. Feeling like I'm fooling me. I know God is calling me.
I know God's calling me.
I'm grooving.
Dad, I dare you.
I'm not. Listen, God bless Snoop Dogg. All right, okay. That's like somebody handing you a Jesus pamphlet.
You ain't throwing it out.
Last October he put out "Make America Crip Again." You know, Snoop, listen, very versatile with the content of his music. All right, and
Snoop has earned that right.
Tracy Ellis Ross is directing an episode of Blackish, so she shared that news with People, announcing that this month she'll be directing that episode. It's going to air later on this season. So she said she's directing episode 21. So congratulations to her. And
I'm going to include one for Tracy Ellis Ross, damn it.
And last but not least, we've been talking to you about the ex-Team USA, Dr. Larry Nassar, with all of the different victims that he sexually assaulted. Now, the father of 3 of the victims went crazy in the courtroom in Michigan. He actually tried to attack him in front of the judge and everything. And can you blame him? All right, Randall Margraves has 3 gymnast daughters who were victimized by Larry Nassar. He asked the judge if she could grant him 5 minutes alone with the demon in a locked room. The judge said no. Then he tried to negotiate. He asked for 1 minute.
Let me get just 1 minute.
The judge said no, and then Margrave said that he wouldn't let the court stop him, and that's when he rushed at Larry Nassar.
As he should have. Okay,
he should have just dove. He shouldn't have said what he was going to do. He should have just did it.
And I love the fact that, you know, 5 minutes is a universal language that everybody understands. Let me tell y'all something. 5 minutes is a long time in a street fight. Okay, we need to stop asking for 5 minutes.
It's a long time in the ring.
5 minutes don't last. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You've never seen a 5-minute street fight. Okay, and if you have, it ends with everybody just holding each other with their shirts off, breathing very hard. All right.
Now he was taken into custody, and as he was being taken away, he said, "I want that son of a bitch. Give me 1 minute with that bastard." All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Shout to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next.